Okay, let's go for an iron fitting. Right, so I'm down here at Howley Hall. I'm with the man over here, Ryan Rastall. Ryan's going to fit me up some irons because, as we know, my irons are very problematic. So we're going to go through a fitting process with Ryan, and he's going to get me sorted out, right, mate?
I'm going to try.
So just hit a few with my 7 iron warm up, yeah?
Get yourself warmed up. I'll have a bit of a look at how that's performing.
Okay.
Get some TrackMan data for it as well, and yeah, we'll just have a look. So in terms of the shots that you're not happy with, would that be fairly common? A bit of a pull hook sort of shot, yeah? The one that starts left and goes left?
Yeah, and that sound, that quite thin, and those ones are
clicky sort of
noise,
noise,
like little bone shakers.
Okay.
That's very typical of my shot.
So would you say your bad ones are a bit lower flighted as well, yeah?
Yeah, lower.
Okay.
And the bad ones are those thins.
Yeah, so I'm
quite
guessing
toppy.
Distance is quite variable, I would imagine.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, the toppy, lower left.
Yeah.
Just horrible
not ideal
sounding strikes. Yeah. Just nasty shots.
So I mean, we know we've just measured yours in the loft and line machine.
Yeah.
So we know they're 2 degrees upright currently and standard length, aren't they? Yeah. So, that's sort of, you know, we know that that's the club that you've been using. We know that that's the shot shape that you're kind of familiar with. I mean, yes, some of it is technique based, and I know you're working on that. But also, you know, the actual equipment that you're using plays a huge part in that. So if we're seeing that kind of shot shape with lower flight and shots that are going to the left, we would associate that with maybe the clubs being slightly too upright. But we're going to measure all that. We're going to have a good look and you know, see exactly what's going on. So generally the first thing we do when we're fitting is get some static measurements. So in terms of height, how tall are you?
5'9". 5'5".
So 5'9" then, yeah? Okay. So we take people's height. We also measure wrist to floor. Okay. So we're going to just do that very, very quickly. So if you just stand normally hands by your side, as you normally do, alright. So just going to measure here. So we just go to the crease of your wrist on that side of the floor. This one as well, just to make sure. Good news, your arms are the same length.
Oh, good.
Alright. So we'll write all that down. So this just gives us a bit of a sort of framework to go from when we start fitting. We would look at that as a bit of a baseline really. We're also going to put some tape on a standard club, get you to hit a few shots, and that's going to give us a bit of a base for what we look for in lie as well.
Okay.
I've got a ping black dot iron here, which is their kind of their ping standard, if you like. So, and a standard or ping standard length shaft as well. So,
just a regular.
Yeah, regular flex.
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking at club speed there, 74 miles an hour. You kind of, I mean, it's a decent speed that really. 74 miles an hour for an iron. That may get a little bit quicker as we get on with the fitting, and potentially if we're using different weights of shaft and things like that, that can affect club speed. But 74 really in most shafts is regular, so we'll start with that. So I'm just going to get you to hit a couple off the light board here.
Yeah. So what's this? This is a G.
That's a ping G.
Okay.
Not really paying much attention to the actual model of the iron. I just wanted something that was fairly, you know, just standard lie, standard length in a ping. So
it's horrible enough like that.
Just try let's have a quick look. So, a couple of things we look at. We look at where the ball is striking the face. Now, generally they're fairly central, alright? So that gives us a good indication, start point wise, of length, alright? If we're getting strikes that are consistently right out the toe, we might look at lengthening the club ever so slightly.
Okay.
Similarly, if they're inconsistent or towards the heel, we might look at altering the length, you know, maybe shortening it or just changing it. But we can see generally strike is going to be fairly central. So I think as a starting point, again, standard length is probably going to be alright. That might be different brand to brand. So so what pin class as standard should be fine. Now the other thing is where the actual club's hitting the ground. If we look at this, we can see it's more towards the heel of the club, isn't it? So I don't know if you want to have a bit of a look at that quickly on the light tape. So we can see it's striking towards the heel of the club, around the sort of 2 degree mark there. So as a starting point, we're going to look at 2 degrees flatter than standard.
Okay.
Standard.
Yeah.
All right. In pin. So like I say, we'll have to relate that to what the lies are in the other brands that we use, just to make sure that they're comparable, really. So we're going to start off. I'm going to put a club together now that's just a little bit flatter than what we've just hit, and also in that length shaft as well. So. these balls are landing now. I mean, I'll tell you what, let's just get rid of some of the ones on here that we've looked at before. So we'd pretty much narrowed it down, hadn't we, to the JPX.
Yeah. And the F7.
And the F7. So we've got the F7 on there twice. Yellow being the first time that we used it.
Yeah.
Green being second. If we look at just changing the shaft, how much closer to the centre line they've gone. So what that's potentially, that KBS shaft comes out, it's a little bit stiffer, to be honest, than the one that we tried, the standard Cobra shaft.
Okay.
What that might do is stop the rotation of the face a little bit. So those ones that we sometimes get the bad one where the face shuts on you and we hit that pulley hooky kind of ball flight, that shaft just keeps it a bit more stable. So we're able to get the club face a little bit squarer, get the ball starting on target a little bit better. And as you can see there, particularly in the graphic on this side where they're landing, in the green ones there with that KBS shaft in there.
That's a massive difference, isn't it?
Huge, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's by far the smallest dispersion that we've got.
Yeah.
And for me, much better. I mean, in terms of the total distance, it's, considering it's back to 7-iron again now, where we were looking before, 159 total, 147 carry, we're actually getting more carry. So we're getting 152, 163. Right. So it's not too dissimilar from the Mizuno 6-iron we were using, So we've just squeezed that few more yards out, and it's also straighter,
So is that shaft that's doing that then?
I think it's helping.
Shaft and head combination.
Yeah, I mean the head is getting a slightly higher launch, so we're getting 18 degrees of launch now on that, which is good. Sort of around the 18 to 20 mark is what we would expect. Before it was only 17 degrees, so that can be attributed slightly to the fact that the face was a bit more shut as well. That's obviously going to affect loft. So now we're able to keep the face squarer. The dynamic loft on the face should be higher, and therefore the launch angle on the ball should be that little bit higher as well. So we're getting a ball flight that's higher, has less shape on it, and is going to hopefully hit more greens for you. So all three of those things are pretty good when we're talking about irons, isn't it? So I mean that's regular KBS shaft that we've just used there. Okay. 2 degrees flat and standard lie, and standard length. Sorry. Cobra standard length, should I say? So I think that's pretty much what we're looking for. Now there's obviously a few things we look at with fitting a set of irons. The main ones that we look at now are what sort of combination we're going to go for. What's going to be your longest club? What's going to be your shortest club? Yeah. A lot of people don't really use long irons very much anymore, for various reasons. The main being they're really hard to use. I mean, obviously with people having hybrids in the set, what is your longest iron currently that you have in set 4?
Longest iron in my Nikes I had a 4.
Right.
I don't really use it very much.
Okay.
In the Callaways, the longest iron is a 5, but I had a 4 hybrid.
Yeah.
And then to pitch your wedge, 50, 54 and 58 degree wedge.
Okay.
So long irons, I can't really hit long irons.
You say that, but if you think about it, you've been using a set that's 4 degrees more upright than the one we've been using. So trying to hit a long iron in that set is going to have been hard anyway, isn't it? So
I think, especially around Howley, I think having a 4 iron that I could actually hit might be a reasonable club to have in the bag. Yeah. Especially for 18.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure I agree with people getting a set of clubs that's just for one hole on the golf course that they play, but yeah, I mean, you're going to have shots where you're going to have to hit it slightly lower than the flight a hybrid would give you, and you either going to, at the minute, you're going to have to either hit a 5 iron really hard or a hybrid really soft, and it's not ideal doing that really. So I would have said 4. You can do, yeah, if you want to do that, yeah. Pray no one's opened any of the patio doors. But yeah, I think 4 iron, particularly if you've got room in your set for it, which it sounds like you have. Then I think 4 to pitch is what we would look for in the set. Cool. So now we've gone through
We've gone through static measurements, so we've gone through your height, your wrist to floor, hand size. We've also done the test with the loft and light, as well as hitting clubs of different lies with different shafts. We've come out with a set now that we've gone with the Cobra ones. So we're all going to be talking about is Cobra standard here, all right? So we've got a set that's 2 degrees flatter than Cobra standard. Cobra standard length in a KBS shaft, regular flex. With standard grip, all right? So that's 5 different components there that we've gone through to get you a set that's going to work for you, as well as looking at what clubs we're going to put in the bag. So we've gone 4 to pitch and wedge. You've already said you've got wedges you're happy with, so we don't need to touch that end. Plus you've got a hybrid there that's the gap between your irons and your fairway wood. So we've pretty much filled the bag up now, haven't we?
Awesome. Cool.
All good.
Very good. Well, thank you very much, mate.
No problem.
Enjoyed that.
Let's get them ordered and get you playing some better golf.
So, how long does it take? When can I have them?
Generally, they always say 10 to 14 working days, most companies do, but Cobra are pretty quick. They're normally back to us within 4 working days. So,
well, they're close to here as well, aren't they?
They are, yeah. They're
in Leeds, aren't they?
Yeah, their factory's in Beeston, just down the road.
Oh,
so,
good. I can go down and pick them up.
So you could do, absolutely.
Brilliant.
Very good.
Cool, thanks, mate.
Awesome, thank you.
So there we go, iron fitting done with Ryan down here at Howley Hall Golf Club. The Cobra F7s with KBS regular shafts are the ones for me. So I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. If you did, make sure you give it a like, and also remember to subscribe to the channel and follow me on my journey to single figures, hopefully. Catch you all again soon. Thanks for watching.